Okay, I had a wonderful childhood. I think every child should have the childhood that I had. Vancouver mostly is where I grew up from age 4 on. Before that, I don't remember a lot. But we lived with my grandparents and my mom for a while in Burnside in Portland. And then we went to Vancouver and we met Jer, who's my stepdad, that turned into my dad. And I had a wonderful Christmas. Every year I had Christmases with my grandparents, I had Christmases with my stepdad, and then I had Christmases with my mom and dad. Moved out when I was 20 with a girlfriend in Vancouver. We stayed there for about a year. That didn't work, sadly. Sometimes your best friends you think turn out to be great roommates. So then I moved back home with my parents in Vancouver till about age 28. And then I moved, because I had a job in Beaverton at the time. That was a long drive, so I moved to Aloha. And I lived in Aloha for about 8 years in an apartment. And then I moved out here to Newburgh, where I'm at currently. Well, as a child, I was bullied like a lot of kids sadly are. I was a little overweight most of my life, probably a little bit, not fat, but maybe chubby. And then teenager, I was not at all really. After graduation, probably not. But then after maybe 30, you kind of hit and your body changes. I started smoking, then I quit smoking 3 times. So that gave a big weight gain. And I decided to do something about it because I was in pain a lot of times. My back hurt. I was getting high blood pressure. Doctor put me on some pills for blood pressure. The pills kind of helped it, but it didn't stop the pain in the back. And I used to always take my daughter to the beach and go on the beach. And we used to walk for miles and miles when I was younger. And then as I got older and overweight more and more, then I was able to walk less and less, and then it started hurting a lot of pain. Bariatric surgery, the sleeve, me and a friend. I was thinking about it already, and then I met her one day in the grocery store, and we started talking about it because she felt she was way overweight. And I said, oh, well, I was thinking about doing the bariatric surgery. And she says, oh, I was kind of thinking about it too. So we decided to do it together. Yeah, they take away about 85% of your stomach. So your stomach's only about 15% left. And they shape your stomach kind of like in a banana. So that's why it's called a sleeve, because it looks kind of like a banana shape. Oh, you have to do a lot. Like 6 months worth of classes, seminars, meetings. You have to lose about 20 pounds-ish to prove that you can do it and change your way of eating. So as soon as I lost about 20 pounds, it felt a lot better. The pain started going away. And then after the weight losses, you lose a lot. You lose about a pound a day almost for about 8 months-ish. So I was up to my surgery weight. The highest was 304. And then at surgery weight, I was probably about 285, 290. I had not the normal recovery. So I felt kind of like death warmed over for about a good 4 months. I couldn't barely get any protein down. So I think I lived on probably diet or sugar-free popsicles, apple slices, and water for about probably 2 to 3 months. But then after about 4 months, I finally was able to start eating better, and I could get protein. And as soon as I started getting protein in just a little tiny 3 bites of protein, the whole brain fog went away, and I was able to have energy and felt better. Within about losing the 20 pounds pre-surgery and then probably about 20 pounds after surgery, the pain in my back was all gone. Well, it's been 3 years now. It's been almost, September of 2019. And you just, the rest of your life, you just kind of monitor what you eat, small amounts, small quantities, and you aren't supposed to have anything that's like not protein-based or not healthy. So you're supposed to like pretty much drop and quit all the breads and pastas and sweets.
And did you?
I did for a good long time, but now sadly I brought it back. So I probably gained about, I'll say 25 pounds back of my weight. I was 304 and I got down to 155. And my goal was right about 150, 155. I grew up and I had a horse when I was a teenager, and I grew up around horses, and I loved horses all my life. And after I got to a certain weight, I felt like it wasn't very comfortable for the horse, so I didn't ride anymore. And so for 20 years, probably a good 20 years, I didn't ride. And so once I started losing the weight, I thought, I could go rent horses and go ride on the beach again like I used to do, or go ride again. And so after I lost a good 100 pounds, I was like, I can like go lease a horse or rent a horse. Or I asked my friends and I said, I think about buying a horse. And they go, no, don't buy a horse. It's like a big money pit. Don't buy a horse. Come ride my horse. I'm like, no, that's not the same thing as owning your own horse. So I looked around, I had a friend help me, and I found my horse Waylon, and I just love him to pieces. And so he's my reward for all my weight loss, and he's what keeps me on track, so I know I will never gain it back. So I won't allow myself to ever gain the weight back, because I always want to be able to ride him. It's a lot of work. I'm self-care, so I don't have my horse with me at my home because my home is too small of a yard. So I have to board him at a facility. And so I'm a self-care, which means I take care of him fully. I buy his own hay and his shavings, and I take care of his cleaning his stalls out and putting him in and out of pasture in the wintertime. And so I take care of him daily. I think if you're overweight and you're thinking about a good way to lose weight, I think bariatric surgery is an awesome way to do it. My recovery was not the norm. And just do your research and look into having to find a great surgeon. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful tool.